From Cote de Pablo training alongside actual Navy SEALs to Sasha Alexander quitting her role because of the absurd working hours, these are the strict rules the NCIS cast must follow. Cote de Pablo shed light on the intense requirements of filming heart-pounding fight scenes. It can take up to a whopping 3 hours just to capture an epic brawl. Talk about an iron will and nerves of steel. And they take it to a new level by training alongside real Navy SEALs. Yup, these dedicated actors get up close and personal with the brave men and women who serve their country, absorbing every ounce of knowledge and discipline they have to offer. LL Cool J revealed that witnessing the formal naval inquiry process was a real eye-opener. They delved into intricate details like interpreting body language and nonverbal communication. That's right. They had behavioral analysts right there on the set, dissecting every gesture and expression. It's a cool thing because they learn to observe every single detail. The actors train their minds to put puzzle pieces together, even when the cameras aren't rolling. It's like you're always on the clock. And no, this isn't where the dedication ends. Did I mention there aren't any stunt doubles? Yup, you heard me right. They take it upon themselves to perform their own stunts. From heart-pounding fight sequences to adrenaline-fueled chases, they throw themselves into the physicality of their roles with unwavering commitment. But here's the catch. To finesse these action-packed scenes, the cast must maintain peak physical shape. So they go the extra mile to stay fit and strong, ensuring they have the stamina and agility to handle any physical challenge that comes their way. Whether it's running, jumping, or engaging in high-octane pursuits, they need to be prepared for anything that the script throws at them. And just when I thought things couldn't get worse. You see, the life of a cast member on NCIS is no walk in the park. These actors push their bodies to the absolute limit. Just take a look at Katrina Law. She's known for a role that demands great physical exertion. And when she was asked about her workout routine for the show, she revealed the jaw-dropping challenges the NCIS's never-ending schedule demands. Law had to resurrect the hardcore routine she'd perfected, while portraying the fierce Mira in the epic Spartacus series back in 2010. But folks, it wasn't easy. With the grueling workload and never-ending hours, Law was forced to rise at an ungodly hour, 4 in the morning. Yep, you heard me right. She'd jump into her car, zoom off to a gym, and begin a sweat-inducing workout no later than 5. And guess what? She'd have to rush to her makeup chair by 6 on the dot, ready for another couple of hours of shooting. Still, she felt that she needed to crank up the intensity even more. So she collaborated with her trusted trainer to craft a routine specifically tailored for those precious moments in between takes. Yes, in between takes. Can you believe it? As soon as she got a break, she'd dive headfirst into a series of workouts that'd make your head spin. Yep. She wasn't about to let a little thing like a break-in shooting slow her down. She squeezed in more exercises. And let me tell you, Folks Law isn't the only one stepping up to the plate. The level of commitment is contagious. The cast had to learn new languages for their roles. So the next time you think learning lines is easy, think again. The cast of NCIS took on the difficult task of mastering a whole other language to add yet another layer of realism to their performances. Imagine the sheer commitment it takes to master an entire language from scratch. In some episodes, Harmon's character communicates using sign language with Perrette's character. Now, here's the remarkable part. Perrette had learned sign language long before the show. Since her mother was deaf, Harmon had to learn it from the top. Well, truth be told, he initially picked up sign language years ago, but hadn't had much opportunity to use it. So he was a bit rusty. Still, he didn't shy away from the challenge. Harmon perfected his sign language skills, learning them in time for the shoot. And no, it wasn't just sign language. The cast had to learn Hebrew as well. Ziva David, the Mossad operative and NCIS special agent played by Cote de Pablo, had quite the time on set. She had to become fluent in Hebrew since it was an integral part of Ziva David's identity. Here's where it gets even more fascinating. Initially, de Pablo auditioned for the role of Ziva David with a Czechoslovakian accent. But just 2 days after landing the role, she received a phone call that completely changed the game. It turned out that Ziva would be Israeli, not Czechoslovakian. Talk about a sudden twist. She had a lengthy scene to shoot in Hebrew and time was not on her side, but DePablo wasn't one to back down from a challenge and took matters into her own hands. She wasted no time, hired a Hebrew tutor, and dedicated herself to mastering the language in a matter of days. Can you even imagine the amount of determination and hard work she poured into this role? And no, that's not all. She went the extra mile, recorded her lines, and listened to them repeatedly, tirelessly working on her pronunciation to ensure she got it right. There's a don't move anything on the set rule as well. Never move anything unless you're specifically told to. And I mean never. Maintaining continuity is a serious job, my friend. Only the big shots like producers, directors, and some crew members have the authority to move stuff around. They know where things need to be and where they belong. And let me tell you, on a show like NCIS, this is no joke. They want those sets and scenes to look as realistic as possible, like you're right in the middle of a murder or crime scene. Now, if you think your work hours are annoying, think again. Because wait till you hear about NCIS's absurd shooting schedules. Mark Harmon pulled back the curtain to reveal the show's grueling production schedule. These extraordinary actors face marathon-like shooting sessions. That means working tirelessly for long hours that would make anyone's head spin. But wait, it doesn't stop there. They must be ready to jump into action at any given moment, as filming can happen at the drop of a hat. Also, the NCIS cast must maintain unwavering focus and boundless energy throughout the day. Whether it's the ass crack of dawn or late into the night. Why the strict schedule? Well, because that's what the showmakers demand. And just when I thought things couldn't get worse, they just did. Honestly, you won't hear me complain about having a long day at work ever again. In a revealing moment, Sean Murray aka Tim McGee shed light on the jaw-dropping reality of their filming schedule. Brace yourselves. The average day of filming for the NCIS cast stretches to approximately 12 hours. Yes, 12 hours. But Murray claims that the timings aren't as bad as they once were. Is it just me? Or is it hard for everyone to imagine how much worse it used to be? He also talked about how it isn't as hard on the set anymore because the cast has created a better place for themselves. They have become intimately familiar with their roles, creating a solid foundation that allows them to fully immerse themselves in the captivating world they've already established. Really, Sean? Blink once if you're being held hostage. So even though some of the castmates were okay working under these conditions, others not so much. Now here's where things get juicy. Remember when Sasha Alexander's character, Caitlin Todd, was met with an untimely demise after just 2 seasons? It was a total shocker, and fans couldn't believe it. A dastardly terrorist takes her out in the line of duty. Boom! That's how you leave a show, folks! Talk about a no-no moment for some of the cast members. You see, Sasha waved goodbye to the NCIS gang due to a scheduling showdown. Those long hours and crazy workload got the best of her, and she said, "Adios, amigos." People thought she was bonkers for walking away, but little did they know the hardcore shooting schedule she endured. We're talking 10 to 11 months of filming, folks, with mind-numbing 17-hour days. But guess what? Sasha has absolutely zero regrets. She's living her best life and credits her decision to step away from the NCIS madness for where she is today. And if long working hours weren't enough to drive the cast crazy, so, from Sasha Alexander quitting her role because of the absurd working hours, to Cote DePablo training alongside actual Navy SEALs, these were the strict rules the NCIS cast must follow.